Mm. Okie dokie then. Okie dokie then. Alrighty then. Well, good morning to the peoples out there this morning. It is Thursday morning. It is the fourth day of June. Believe it or not, even June is getting away from us kind of quick here. Like the man said on the song, the days are long, but the years are short. Okay, so time comes and it waits on no man. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is Decision. Why do we call it decisions? We call it decisions because everything we do requires us as individuals and groups to make decisions. Everything. Come on, Dr. Joe. Everything you do requires you to make a decision. And even if you decide not to make the decision, well, you just made the decision. You see, so it is a fantastic name of a show. Decisions 2.0. Sounds gay, huh? Well, no, it ain't gay. And you have to decide if you want to be gay or not. You see, so even that comes with a decision. Okay, no, 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 no. You're not born gay. Okay, you're not born gay. You born a human being, and you get to decide who gets to plug the hole. I'm just saying, you don't, you got something to do with that. I'm saying, I'm just saying. Anyway, leave that alone. So, good morning to you. How is everyone doing? It is an absolute. It looked like a stupendous day outside today. As you rise and shine this morning, let me go ahead and get to the weather before we get to anything else. The temperature outside right now is 66 degrees. Absolutely fantastic. This is an airborne paratroopers day. Okay. I mean, yesterday, listen, we could have jumped. I mean, what? We could have went 10,000 feet in the sky and not seen a cloud. I'm just telling you. Now I never jumped 10,000 feet, so let me not exaggerate here. But if they let me do it, I would have done it. But since my job didn't require me to go that high, you know. Yes, but anyway, it's a paratrooper's dream day today. I mean, no clouds in the sky, sun, winds low. Well, man, I tell you what, somebody bring me the 140. If a 141 flew by here right now, I'll be on it. Okay, yeah, I'll be on it with my rucksack and my parachute and ready to roll. Okay, I have my weapon cocked, block, and ready to rock. Okay, it's easy to say that now since I'm old fart. Anyway, good morning to you. It is 63 degrees outside, high today of 87 degrees. The weatherman says that there's only a 2% chance of rain today. High around 87. Winds out of the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Also, they say that, let me see, what's the other one right there? Says a passing clouds tonight, low around 62 degrees. Great sleeping weather, light and variable. On tomorrow, much of the same. A 3% chance of rain tomorrow. Intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 89 degrees with the winds out of the east, southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. I don't know why they give you the weather, why they give you the wind. I mean, I don't really pay much attention to the wind. I'm just glad it's still blowing. Okay. Yeah, we're going to get into all that. Yeah, we're going to get into a little bit more of that. But anyway, it's time to rise and shine. Time to, get up and how's the song go? Get up, get busy living. Okay, because you are still alive. So no reason to sit there and gloat about yesterday. It's not coming back. Let's get it done. And I got a video. Michelle sent me. Michelle used to my ex. We're going to play this for you because it's about how they screw people at the city council when it comes to business licenses, especially when they involve liquor. I'll let you make your own decision about that. All right? Good morning to you. Time to get up. You're still alive. Let's get busy living. Next up, it'll be our daily bread, a word from on high. Something that'll, kind of get your mind right. All right? Be back. Somebody should get one to us this morning who's out there doing the needed first thing in the morning. That's what I call motivate. I can't do it.
Quiet of the morning light.
We'll be right back after this most important word.
In pure
Good morning,
delight, thankful whispers in a gentle breeze, grateful heart with such sweet.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Today's reading, titled How to Rebuild, was written by Dave Brannon. It was nighttime when the leader set out by horseback to inspect the work that lay ahead. As he toured the destruction all around him, he saw city walls that had been destroyed and gates that had been burned. In some areas, the vast debris made it tough for his horse to get through. Saddened, the rider turned toward home. When it came time to report the damage to the officials of the city, he began by saying in Nehemiah chapter 2, "You see the trouble we are in." He reported that the city was in ruins, and the protecting city wall had been rendered useless. But then he made a statement in verse 18 that energized the troubled citizens, saying, "I also told them about the gracious hand of my God on me." Immediately, the people replied, "Let us start rebuilding." And they did. With faith in God and all-out effort, despite enemy opposition and a seemingly impossible task, the people of Jerusalem, under Nehemiah's leadership, rebuilt the wall in just 52 days. As you consider your circumstances, is there something that looks difficult, but that you know God wants you to do? A sin you can't seem to get rid of? A relationship rift that's not God-honoring? A task for Him that looks too hard? Ask God for guidance, analyze the problem, and recognize His involvement. Then, start rebuilding. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Nehemiah chapter 2, verses 11 through 18. I went to Jerusalem, and after staying there 3 days, I set out during the night with a few others. I had not told anyone what my God had put in my heart to do for Jerusalem. There were no mounts with me except the one I was riding on. By night, I went out through the valley gate toward the Jackal Well and the Dung Gate, examining the walls of Jerusalem, which had been broken down, and its gates, which had been destroyed by fire. Then I moved on toward the Fountain Gate and the King's Pool, but there was not enough room for my mount to get through, so I went up the valley by night, examining the wall. Finally, I turned back and re-entered through the valley gate. The officials did not know where I'd gone or what I was doing, because as yet I had said nothing to the Jews or the priests or nobles or officials, or any others who would be doing the work. Then I said to them, "You see the trouble we are in. Jerusalem lies in ruins, and its gates have been burned with fire. Come, let us rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, and we will no longer be in disgrace." I also told them about the gracious hand of my God on me, and what the king had said to me. They replied, "Let us start rebuilding." So they began this good work. Let's pray. Father, we all face difficulty and trouble at some point in our lives, and we need your help. We can't fix our problems alone, but with you leading us, we can overcome. We pray in these situations that you would give us clarity of thought and help us follow you faithfully. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Good morning, Charlotte. Good morning, Jarhead. Time to rise and shine. Alrighty then. Yeah, we got that one done already. We got it. We got it. I got you. I feel you with that one. I feel you. I got to do too much stuff here to do this show. There's just like button here, button there, software here, something here. There's always something to do. Although it keeps me busy, keeps my hands moving. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. But anyway, good morning to you. Somebody said it is a terrific Thursday. That's true, but every day is pretty terrific. But a terrific Thursday, that's a good, that's a good, like Frantic Friday or something like that. That's good. I can live with that. Terrific Thursday, that's what we call it. So we call it TT. My question this morning, before I get to anything else about what's going on downtown, I've been here since 1991. Now, I didn't start participating into city council meetings until probably about 92, whenever Bobby Bright was running against Mr. Fomer. I said, let me go down there. Because I thought about, even way back then, I thought about, man, I'd like to get involved in some of that. So I would go down there and see how things work and how they do and who they're going to screw today or something like that. And of course, normally they stick it to somebody. Okay, and sometimes it's reasonable. Sometimes, when you show up downtown in front of the city council and they're going to revoke your business license, and you never had one, yeah, you need to be down there. Okay, if everybody else got to pay, you got to pay. To do business in the city of Montgomery. That way they can close you down. So when the people would come down there without business licenses, what they're going to do to you? You're not under their authority because you don't have a license. You kind of like breaking the law a little bit there, but I've never seen anybody come in there and leave out in handcuffs because they're doing business without a business license. Never saw that. No, never saw that at all. However, there is one part of the city council that has always bothered me. To whom they decide gets a license for liquor license. Okay. So the question on the table, does the city council have favorites when it comes to business licenses sometimes? I think so. Now, I like most everybody down there, right? Like most everybody. But one minute they'll say we're pro-business, but on the other hand, they'll turn around a small business guy just trying to make a legal living. See, I don't drink. I don't really care nothing about alcohol. But I know one thing. If you allow people to sell it, it is legal. It is legal, which means that people can have it. Now, there's a couple of things going to happen when you sell alcohol to people. There's a couple of things going to happen. Nobody came up with it yesterday, like I told you. There's always going to be a disturbance somewhere. Alcohol does strange things to people. So if we are going to allow people, and you can only hold the business owner responsible for his actions or inaction more than you can the guy, especially outside the circumference of their business. Okay. Now, I understand people are responsible for what goes on in their business. I'm with you on that one. But if a local business, Tony, what do you mean it's not true? Tell me again. What do you mean it's not true? The guy who owns the business is not necessarily responsible for a parking lot outside that is shared by other people in the area. Okay, I'm not responsible if I got the Dollar Tree down there on Ann Street and turn around and a guy walked out of there and did something wrong, but he's over in Walmart's parking lot. Does Walmart own the whole thing? I don't know, but I do know one thing: there is a bona fide reluctance to give Black folks who sell alcohol a license. Now, don't get me wrong. I I understand it sometimes, but if the owners of the business do all they can do, to secure to make sure the patrons are secure, to make sure you're going by the law. The only thing I would hold a business reliable for, if somebody comes in there underage and buys alcohol and you sell it to them without checking a identification or something like that, then I would say yes, you are totally responsible for that. Well, yeah, the other day, Mr. Grimes and a young man, I don't know what his name is on the second, had a conversation downtown at City Council. And the lawyer for this young man, of course, is Joe Reed. And you'll see him in the wait a minute, before I get to this call, let me see. Yes, sir.
Hey, Doc.
Yes.
I was just saying what you were saying was just simply not true.
Okay, what?
About the alcohol.
What about it?
It depends on a few things, because I hear what you're doing, and I disagree with you all the way around.
What do you disagree with?
Let's start with number one about the alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the group or the clientele you're targeting. It doesn't always bring a disturbance. if you're
But
not
it's okay.
targeting,
Right. Okay. And now,
so
what I meant was there's always a potential for disturbance
it
when you sell
depends on
alcohol.
who. No, sir. It depends
Okay.
on the clientele
Okay.
that you are targeting.
Okay.
If you're targeting a clientele that's got something to lose, you know, they got a nice job, they're doing pretty good for them. They're not going to go out there and create and get into it. They might have a disagreement, but I can almost guarantee you're not going to have to call the police.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they don't want to go to jail. Why? Because they have something to lose. And if let's just be honest for just for a few minutes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The places where the police are getting them kind of calls, that business that we're talking about, how many people in that video look like they had a job to go to Monday morning?
Well, I don't know.
Right.
But they should.
So it's about targeting. It's about targeting the clientele. There's a few things on that thing now that we got to look at.
Okay.
You targeted the ratchets of the ratchet, and Montgomery had you name the clubs that's been shut down. They've all targeted the same ratchet club, the same ratchet clientele.
Well, you say ratchet. You know that's kind of.
I'm calling it just for what it is. No, we got to stop lying.
What makes them ratchet?
The culture, the behavior,
okay,
that hood-like mentality, the ratchets,
mm-hmm.
and so that there's a certain clientele. You know, they're just not gonna act right. I mean, even in hell, they're gonna be put out of hell because they ain't gonna know how to act.
No, so here's my question. Do they have a right to do the ratchet, according to you, have a right to be able to go someplace without having to pay $50 a drink for it?
No. If I had my way, they would be barred from everywhere after 7 o'clock. I mean, and the reason I say this, and I know it sounds harsh, who pumps all this money into a business just to have it shut down? Because ratchet folks don't know how to act. Well, I mean, come on.
But we can say the same thing about people who speed in cars. Why should we sell them a car?
Look, you shouldn't. I mean,
but you do.
But
we
they're
do.
not. But hold on. They're not out there cause they're not getting businesses shut down. I ain't seen one car plant shut down because somebody's speeding. No, sir.
I'm talking. But you're
that's
talking about
like
behavior.
apples to oranges.
But you're talking about
then
behavior, though. You're talking about behavior.
Right, but then I'll show you something else too that y'all overlook.
Mm-hmm.
Did you not hear what the city councilman in District 1? I can't think of his name right now.
Grimes.
But Grimes. Thank you.
I'm finna put him on the thing here in a second. Him in this conversation that he's having with.
He said that the neighborhood did not want them out there. And this is another thing.
And there's nothing in the law that says the neighborhood has to, there's nothing in the law. So the neighborhood got to give.
That's a violation of their peace, man. Look, I don't want no establishment in my community
I hear you.
where they're speeding up and down. You got loud. It's already bad enough
but it
with loud music.
Right.
But that don't mean it has to be tolerated.
But there's a noise ordinance, and we don't really
Kevin, you're infringing on the rights of people that want peace. That is just ridiculous.
So here's what the city council needs to do. They need to find a place downtown, preferably, where noise and stuff like that is common behavior in these areas, because you can't give people a license to do business in their business area and then want to take their license back because somebody in the neighborhood complained.
Look, you know what would have been better off if they had did? Never gave them the business license for that particular area and should have told them to get more in look for a spot.
And what spot
where
would that
it's
be?
Not in a resident. I mean, you got Montgomery. Look around, find it, but don't put it in my backyard.
Okay, now I'm not familiar with the way things happen on the boards downtown that give you permission to have certain businesses in certain places, but evidently what they were doing is legal there.
Well, evidently what they were doing was the alcohol was not the problem. The problem is the clientele.
Then blame the clientele.
You're right.
Now blame the clientele, not the owner, because he just making a living.
Yeah, he's making a living, but I blame the clientele. I blame the location. Like I say, and it's not even a secret, man. You know, you
Well,
you
let me ask you
can't.
something
It
though.
was
Do you think all these chicken houses we got around here, chicken here, chicken there, chicken there? Because I know about all of them actually. Uh,
hmm
um, uh, am I responsible for the guy who comes in to get some chicken? Somebody got shot at the Popeyes one day. Uh, uh,
I
uh,
mean, okay,
do
let's
we
just be
blame
realistic
Popeyes
because
for that?
hold on, you're bringing me Bravo Sierra, and I don't drink it.
Okay.
But let me just ask you, where are you mostly prone to get shot? At one of those ratchet outlets or Popeyes?
Well, I don't know. I don't go to. Well, you keep
I mean,
saying
okay, so
ratchet. Like
how many?
everybody
Okay,
there is. I've been
let's
in a
let's
bar before. I'm not a
let,
drunk
let's
or
let's do
drinking.
one even better. Let's do one even better. How many people have been shot at Popeyes?
A couple of people across the nation.
Okay, no, no, I'm talking about in Montgomery.
Oh, I don't know about Montgomery, but
Right. We got to be realistic for a second. How many people been shot at Walmart? Because I listened to the city council meeting.
there have been some people shot at Walmart. There've been a couple of shootings
Some
at
people.
Walmart.
Can we say about? Let's just say about 5 or maybe
That's too,
5 or 10,
but that's
right?
too many.
Okay, okay. Well, we'll say 5. So 5 at Walmart, maybe one. I know one at McDonald's.
But they didn't close them down.
One at no. I'm going somewhere with it.
Hmm.
Maybe one at Popeyes. So we got one. Maybe one at the hospital. That makes another
Oh,
one.
we had a few at the hospital. Yeah.
Okay, well they were at the hospital, but and then the grocery store, one there that I know about, when Dixie when it was open. So we're gonna say about 10. 10. Now, how many people been shot at them clubs?
But
As I would call the
you
ratchet,
sell
and I call some
alcohol.
names.
They
Hold
sell
on,
alcohol. Alcohol
hold on.
changes people's behavior.
No. Not it was the alcohol and the clientele that you are targeting. So let's look at it. Club Fusion that was on Troy Highway.
Hmm.
They said they had over 500 calls to the police because of a disturbance. Now the alcohol wasn't the problem;
Hmm.
it was the clientele. God only knows how many people got killed at the road.
If wait a minute,
It wasn't the alcohol.
if they didn't have alcohol, would they be there?
No,
Exactly.
I mean
So
it wouldn't be a club,
alcohol,
but
you can't sell
the
alcohol and not expect
alcohol
something to
is
happen.
not the problem, Kevin. I'm disagreeing with you.
You can
People with
disagree.
stuff with something to lose can drink and go home. I see it all the time.
So I've seen
It's
this
that
stuff.
ratchet clientele. It's that ratchet. I don't give a damn about tomorrow
So
clientele. The
listen.
ones that don't have a job. No, I'm putting it where you can get it.
Oh, I
It's those that don't have nothing to lose. They probably stay at home with their mama. They don't have a job to go to the next day. They're not looking for a job. They don't have a job. They got an extensive criminal back. I mean, calling the police, if you tell a decent person you're calling the police, they're going to fall in line. When you could tell a person you finna call the police and they saying F12, they don't have nothing to lose. That's the clientele you're trying not to be bothered with. That's
And
exactly
so
what destroyed Montgomery.
where are those people then? And again, I never drank. I don't know. Where are those people supposed to go though to have a good time?
I wouldn't give we wouldn't give a damn if they go
So
party in the boondies, but don't
right,
party around folks with something to lose.
okay.
And that's what I'm saying.
So my thing
It's
is
a certain clientele.
hold the people responsible that is doing the stuff and not the business owner all the time. Because let me tell you
Here's the
something.
thing: if you were a business owner is in business to make money, right?
That's right.
Okay, why would you target a clientele that don't care nothing about tomorrow?
You know what? Now you gotta go. Okay, let me ask you something. There's a difference between going to ABC grocery store on Cloverdale than it is going to Publix. Okay, but the people in Publix is not the same thing as Piggly Wiggly. Everybody gets targeted by either their economic status in the community. Every business goes after a certain clientele. Every last one of them.
Well, I put it like this right here. You're talking about Publix and Piggly Wigglies. I've seen people of all ethnic groups in Publix.
Me too.
And as a matter
I
of
can't go
fact,
there very much because they kind of high.
hey,
I ain't
but it's
mad at them
open.
though.
It's not.
Yeah, I ain't mad
But
at
the
them.
thing of it, you don't have problems like that. Well, like I said, we've got to stop making excuses.
We're not making excuses. Treat
for
everybody right.
Yes, we are. You are.
Let me tell you something. Do you realize that Walmart makes their stores a certain color depending on what neighborhood they're in? They're targeting
I mean,
people too. Everybody gets
there,
targeted.
that's okay, but everybody gets targeted. Walmart
Everybody
sells the
gets targeted.
same thing.
Yeah.
All the Walmarts sell the same thing.
I'm
So
talking
I
about what
don't
they
see how.
sell. I'm talking about the color of their businesses. They've done the study and they make them a
You talking
certain.
about that thing with Walmart and Target? How blue makes you feel this way, and Target makes the
I'm
color.
just telling you, every business targets somebody.
Well,
Car lots
say this:
target people.
Walmart got people and things in place to deal with their shoplifters and
And they
this,
still
that,
have,
and
and
yada
they
yada.
still have had people steal and get shot at Walmart.
Yeah, they have, but it doesn't happen at the rate that it does some of these ratchet establishments
A
that
bunch of
we're
folks
letting
go to
open up.
Walmart though. But here's
But
here's the deal though. Stop
Mhm.
blaming like you said, if they got guards at the door, they're checking your ID, they're doing, then put the blame where the blame squarely belongs, and that's on that individual.
Well, I mean, that individual is being drawn to your business
So
because of
Walmart
something
draws me to
that
their
you're
business.
selling.
Walmart draws me
Yeah,
to
but
their
because
business.
they got essentials like
But
food,
people still
perhaps,
get
maybe
shot.
clothes.
People still get shot at
No,
Walmart.
okay, so where are you most likely to get shot?
I ain't talking about
In
most likely.
Walmart?
If it's
No,
you,
We if you're gonna use it, then we're gonna put it there.
but if it's
Where
you
are you
getting
most
shot,
likely to go get shot? Walmart or at Fusions?
I think it probably.
Walmart or at the Rose? Walmart or at the XL Lounge?
Okay.
Walmart, right? You see where I'm going with it?
No. You do realize that people in church been shot.
Yeah, people in church where are you most likely to get shot? In church or at the XL Lounge?
Do we blame everybody in church if a gunman comes in there and starts shooting
No,
people?
look, when did somebody get shot in Montgomery in church?
Oh, somebody got killed. It has happened.
When?
Well, I don't have to come up with the date.
Because it never happened. Let's not come up with no fake scenarios. We've never had none in Montgomery.
In churches. Remember the one South
in Montgomery?
I don't care what's Montgomery. On the geographical location.
But right now, we're talking about Montgomery. Who got shot in Montgomery?
Okay, well, somebody says it's marketing and demographics, and I agree with them. And there's always I fit in a certain demographic. You fit in a certain demographic. So people who want to get your business will offer you things that they think you will enjoy.
My grandmama said, all money ain't necessarily good money. So I say that to say this.
Here's the question. And again, I'm going to the point is this. If you give me a license, okay, and that license includes alcohol, don't be all wigged out and don't want to shut me down if somebody does something stupid.
I mean, and you're semi-right, but at the same token, I blame the council people because they should have took into consideration that community that they're about to put their business in.
That's not the law.
No. I mean, it is because you're disturbing the peace. Ain't that the law?
Well, they got to disturb the peace before they disturb the peace.
So ain't that the law?
And let me ask you something. I've never heard. I guess I never lived that close to a club.
Then don't make the statements that you're making.
Wait a minute. I do know that they gave them a legal license. What they're doing is legal. So
let me ask you something.
Yeah.
How's the weather over in Florida right now? Is it kind of windy?
Oh no.
Right, because we're not there, right?
That's right. But
okay, stop. Wait a minute. You're not in those areas where the people are complaining, so don't make no invalid complaint or come up with these fake scenarios about something you don't know nothing about.
Here's the question: is it legal?
No.
Yes, it is. It's legal to
disturbing the peace is not legal.
And it depends on who's listening to whether or not it's disturbing the peace. Are you telling me that these clubs are to the point where you can hear everything outside that goes on in the club?
Are you kidding? Did you not hear why Jen Wright them shut down so many clubs on the Atlanta highway? Okay. They said it was disturbing the communities, the neighborhoods associations were complaining.
Then don't allow them to put clubs on Atlanta highway. If that's going to be the issue.
I agree.
Okay.
I think they should build them a nice little club out there by the airport where they can't disturb nobody and let them have at it.
Right. But at the moment, when you got the license, it was okay to do business there.
Yeah. I agree with that, but
So you can't blame the club owner, all these club owners, for what's happening
yes, I can.
outside their club that they have
I
no
blame them.
control over.
I blame them for the crowd they're targeting. Yes, sir. Accountability, responsibility.
Well, then maybe we should just let people, all them folks are going to Walmart still, and just let them go.
I mean, they doing it now. Why you think they keep coming back, getting more? But guess what? Ain't nobody getting killed behind it.
Okay. Well, I disagree. If you're going to give me a license, let me run my business. Now, if my business gets out of control, but I'm responsible for what goes on inside my business, not a shared parking lot. If they want to get out there,
but let me ask you something. They're in the parking lot, right?
Right. And who the parking lot?
Where did they come from? Where did they come from?
I don't know where they came from. All over.
Right. No, they didn't. They came from right outside that club. And what other business was opened at that time?
What's that got to do with it?
Right. Because they came out there to patronize that business.
Exactly.
Therefore, they became their customers.
Well, let me go. Let me go to. I got to go to the guy you were talking about a few minutes ago. I'm going to go to this video and let you hear him in this discussion go.
I heard what he said, but I'm going to say this and I'm hanging up.
I think they're discriminating against these people.
I'm going to say this and I'm hanging up. No other business was open at that time.
Mm-hmm.
They came out there to patronize his business.
Okay.
They left probably because of a disturbance, which still makes them technically his customers. And they were in the parking lot, which he was utilizing to help operate his business. And those extra curricular activities took place.
Who owns the parking lot?
So now the owner of the parking lot got to be out there to supervise an uncontrollable ratchet building or business.
We gave people the ability to carry guns in this state without any
they sure did
license or anything, and so
they sure did.
And now you're going to add alcohol to it. So you don't. The state then, and it's partly responsible for things because we giving people who are idiots with guns.
Watch this once again. I'm gonna say this and I'm gone because you act like you hard of hearing. He targeted the ratchet crowd. What did he expect? Scholars and deacons?
Then what does Walmart expect if you put your businesses in all poor neighborhoods and people coming in steal because they don't have no money? Are you gonna put them in jail?
He just got to do better, man. I can't sacrifice him. He's a grown man, but he should have did a better job on targeting his crowd. He wouldn't have had this problem if he had left.
Targeting is the wrong. Targeting is the wrong answer. It's called marketing.
Targeting is what he did. He taught, we got to call it for what it is and stop making up these fake scenarios. He targeted a ratchet crowd. Okay. He made his quick dollar. He got caught up. That's just it.
Wait, one more question. What's a ratchet?
Exactly what's tearing up the city.
Okay.
Those that ain't got nothing to do come Monday morning. Okay. Those that don't mind. If you talk, I tell you what, ratchet.
Everybody don't have anything to do on Monday morning is a ratchet.
Yeah, they about as ratchet as hell. Yes, sir.
I don't have that.
Yes, sir.
On Monday morning.
Doc, I put it like this right here. The words "you're going to jail" scares you.
Only because Big Bubba's there.
Okay, here's something. You're going to jail. When you tell them they're going to jail, don't scare them.
All right. We're gonna enjoy this conversation that the business owner and the club owner were having, and I just saw the vitriol dripping off Grimes' lips. Okay, and I just think they're wrong, but we'll see because there's no consequence if they choose to shut it down. Well, again. What they were doing was legal. They had a license. They wasn't doing business without a license. And just because you have crazy people sometimes show up in the business, whether it's a club or Walmart or robbing the bank, whatever the case may be, you blame the individual who created. Okay, you blame the individual who created that. Okay. Not the business owner. I mean, because if the business owner were to do what they really wanted to do is beat the hell out of some of them sometime, then you know what we say, you know what we would tell them? Well, you don't have the right to do that. Okay, you don't have a right to be whooping on nobody. Okay, but since they don't do that, and they called the law a couple of times, from what I understand, they called the law and took the law a long time. I mean, it's hard to get somebody when you have a traffic accident. Okay. It was hard to get somebody now. So I believe them. They said it was hard to get somebody. Sometimes it took them 45 minutes to get there. Okay. 45 minutes to get there. And let's not talk about domestic violence. I mean, hell, if you're a woman and you got a big bubba hitting on you, you ain't no telling what time the police gonna get there. So I'm just saying, we might wanna, the question is, are we being discriminatory, okay, when it comes to businesses of a certain kind? And I believe we are. Don't let them put a business up there then if you're so concerned about the neighborhood. Okay. But anyway, let me go here right quick and we will get back to these folks in a minute. This took place the other day at the city council meeting, and I just want you guys to hear the conversation. And it just seemed like to me they had it in for this guy. They had it in for him. And we didn't close down Walmart when somebody got shot at Walmart. We didn't close down the bowling center when somebody got killed and a few other people got shot. Okay, were those ratchet people passed the night? I don't think so. Those are just people out there, trying to have a good time at bowling. Okay, can't take the call right now, bro. Can't take the call right now. I'm going to do this right now and let people hear this, and then let them make their own decision, because wasn't a whole lot of people there. So let me see if I can get this done here. And okay.
The guy got shot in your bar. He said at the hospital, Chief, did he not say he got shot in the bar? So,
and the security officer shot him. That I would rather he is shot by the person that we paid to do a job. He is ex-law enforcement. He is trained in de-escalation.
You guys didn't make a phone call. You didn't make. You got to
call the police.
You got to call the police on that.
As I previously explained, there was a young lady next to me that called it in. When we do make a call to our establishment, it takes the police 45 minutes to come. It does.
I checked with communications. We did not receive a call from that business. That night we responded to the hospital, and based on the information at the hospital, then we responded to the business.
Now, the young man is saying that he didn't call, but somebody there called. Everybody's got a cell phone. How does the police department know where the person was when they called them? They don't know unless they got GPS on everybody's telephone in Montgomery. They don't know. So somebody called the police. Somebody called the police. Not finna get to that right now in a minute there. Now, give me a couple minutes when we get done with this. So he says, and the guy who did the shooting was evidently a trained policeman, okay, who was doing his job. Okay, he was doing his job. And evidently Grimes not really listening to what the guy's saying. Okay. But we let's go back and do this one more time.
Chief, did he not say he got shot in the bar? So,
and the security officer shot him. That I would rather he is shot by the person that we paid to do a job. He is ex-law enforcement. He is trained in de-escalation.
You guys didn't make a phone call. You didn't make a, you got to
call the police.
You got to call the police on that.
As I previously explained, there was a young lady next to me that called it in. When we do make a call to our establishment, it takes the police 45 minutes to come. It does.
I checked with communications. We did not receive a call from that business. That night we responded to the hospital, and based on the information at the hospital, then we responded to the business.
I honestly feel like we're being discriminated against because the neighborhood no longer wants us.
Hey, Mr. Brown, thank you. We didn't heard this before. We're not going. I think the council in this district mind is made up on what the recommendation is going to be tonight.
Now, here's another thing that the council does. On any ordinance, on any discussion, the majority of the council has to agree, except when it comes to alcoholic issues or giving licenses to certain people. They refer everything to that one council person that represents that area. I understand philosophically why that's true, but on the other hand, then why is it that they cannot do the same system on every ordinance and things like that? So this is the only time at the city council where a council person and with certain kind of businesses, the rest of the council gives in and let the council person who and it sounds good. It sounds good. Let the rest of the council people dictate what he does. So he gets to dictate for what a business. Montgomery is made up of over 100,000 people. Each county, each district is made up of about 22,000 people. So we are going to let one person, 2-3 people, decide what the rest of us 21,900 people do, whether or not we can do something. When you got a minuscule amount of people who may complain, which is that's their right to complain, but alcohol is legal. Okay, now the police officer says that nobody called the police. How does he know? He don't know. People got cell phones now. They don't, used to be you had caller ID, right? You know who's calling you, where from the business, stuff like that. We don't do that anymore. So how does he know that a call did not come from the young lady that he is talking about? We got 200. Okay, 200,000 people. That's what I said. So it just seemed like to me, Grimes isn't the problem, but have the same standard for everybody. Have the same standard for everybody. And alcohol licenses is the one place in the city council that the rest of the city council don't get involved whatsoever. And I think that's fair because and that's one of the reasons why I don't like pastors being on the city council, because they take their personal views and their religious views and they take it out on the business owner. Alcohol is legal. It is legal in America. This is not 1922, the prohibition. It's legal. And you're right. When you allow alcohol and you allow guns, you allow people to walk around here with guns and nobody know they got them. Okay? So I'm just saying, I am saying that, they are discriminating. The guy is right. They discriminate on small business guys on this club thing. They discriminate. If you're doing everything you can do, the guy's got a guard there. He's got somebody there, an armed guard there. Okay. And the guard did his job according to what the man said here. So why are we punishing them? The guy did his job. Evidently somebody got rowdy and stuff and they got shot, he did his job. The guard did what he was there to do.
And Warden, the guy got shot in your bar. He said at the hospital, Chief, did he not say he got shot in the bar?
And the security officer shot him. I would rather he is shot by the person that we pay to do a job. He is ex-law enforcement. He is trained in de-escalation.
You guys didn't make a phone call. You didn't make you got to
call the police.
You got to call the police on that.
As I previously explained, there was a young lady next to me that called it in.
And here's another thing for Grimes. Then who made the phone call? So he said the young lady next to him made the phone call. So evidently there was a call from the business being made to the police department. It doesn't make any difference who made the call. Somebody called. Somebody called. Okay. Now go right here. Hey, I'll tell y'all when to call. Okay, I'll tell you when to call. I'll tell you when to call. Don't be calling me right now, because this is good stuff here, and it always goes on when it comes down to some small black businesses. And I'm just saying, when it comes to alcohol, there's some people can go right down and get a license without a problem. Okay, I want to know what the other 8 city councilmen think, not just that one, not just Grimes. I want to know what the rest of them think. Okay.
When we do make a call to our establishment, it takes the police 45 minutes to come. It does.
I checked with communications. We did not receive a call from that business. That night we responded.
And there lies the problem. He's looking for a call from the business rather than from a citizen. A citizen who was there evidently called the police. So everybody's, again, we got cell phone. You're not gonna get on the phone and say John's Bar calling. That won't happen. Okay. But anyway, we're gonna get back to, do not call me yet. I'm good. This is important because every time since I have been here, this alcohol issue has been one on top of the list, and there's certain people get screwed, glued, and tattooed. If they happen to have a certain kind of business, then they're going to be scrutinized to the umpteenth measurement.
To the hospital, and based on the information at the hospital, then we responded to the business.
I honestly feel like we're being discriminated against because the neighborhood no longer wants us.
Hey.
And I agree with this. I agree with this guy. They are being discriminated against, and the neighborhood don't want them. Then that's fine. But there's nothing in the law that says the neighborhood got to want you. Okay, if they are doing a legal business, and the guy is doing all he can to make sure that things don't get out of control. He hired a policeman, a former law enforcement officer. I don't know if he's a policeman or not. Okay, the guy from Montgomery MPD says, well, we didn't get a call from the business. Well, hell, it didn't have to be from the business, and just long somebody called. Okay, and somebody did call. I'm gonna go through the whole thing right here, and then I believe that Grimes is discriminating against them with the rest of the whole city council. Okay, with the city council. Okay, I think they are. Some businesses get to walk up there, bam, and keep moving. I mean, I've seen businesses come in front of the city council, been in business for 20 years, nothing happened to them because they didn't have a license. Okay, been in business for years, and nothing happened to them because they didn't have a license.
You see somebody in the parking lot with a gun.
And Wardy, the guy got shot in your bar. He said at the hospital, Chief, did he not say he got shot in the bar? So. And
the security officer.
Well, the security officer in the bar shot him. Okay, he shot him. Don, I'm not gonna answer the phone right now. So stop calling me. I put you on hold. Okay, I'll let you get your say next hour. All right, next hour. I'll let you get it. Now now I'm gonna go through the whole thing here without stopping it. And again, Grimes had his mind made up already. Okay, made up already. Didn't make any difference what this guy was going to say. He was ready to shut them down. When the man is doing what he needs to do. Okay, he got guard there. He's got security. Now, when the security guy does his job, now we're going to shut him down because the guy got shot because the security officer is doing his job. Okay, that's crazy.
Which we don't control in our parking lot. We can go to Walmart now and you'll see somebody in the parking lot with a gun.
And Wardy, the guy got shot in your bar. He said at the hospital, Chief, did he not say he got shot in the bar? So.
And the security officer shot him. I would rather he is shot by the person that we pay to do a job. He is ex-law enforcement. He is trained in de-escalation.
You guys didn't make a phone call. You didn't make you got to call the police on. You got to call the police on that.
As I previously explained, there was a young lady next to me that called it in. When we do make a call to our establishment, it takes the police 45 minutes to come. It does.
I checked with communications. We did not receive a call from that business. That night we responded to the hospital, and based on the information at the hospital, then we responded to the business.
I honestly feel like we're being discriminated against because the neighborhood no longer wants us.
Hey, Mr. Brown, thank you. We didn't heard this before. We're not going. I think the council in this district mind is made up on what the recommendation is going to be tonight. Mr. Grimes, you got anything else you want to say?
I really don't.
I need a motion.
I really don't.
Motion to revoke.
Next, have a motion on the table to revoke. All in favor, please raise your hand.
Mm-hmm.
7,
All opposes? Abstentions?
1.
All right.
That's your
Business
vote.
license has been revoked.
Thank you all.
And this happens all the time
Of lawful
at the city council, depending on who you are when it comes to liquor licenses. It happens all of the time. And I think it's unfair to these guys. I don't drink, never have. Originally, I don't drink because alcohol make you do crazy things. But if the policeman, if the guy who shot him was a guy who's getting paid to provide security, then why are they blaming the business owner? You want them to have security at these places, don't they? I think they do. I believe they do. Okay. So anyway, I just think that they discriminate against some of these young guys. Because they don't like it. And again, it's legal. Alcohol is legal. Okay, it's legal. I mean, if you don't want problems with alcoholic places, then tell them they can't have it. Don't sell alcohol. People have stolen from Walmart. They've stolen from these 5 and dime stores on the corner. They did all kinds of things and did all kinds of things.
Oh, wow.
What you want, Don?
Give it up, man.
I'm not.
I ain't heard one person complain about drinking alcohol. They're complaining about the other stuff that goes on. It's not about alcohol and a liquor license.
Yes,
let's
yes,
move
it is.
on. I want to say a couple of things about Marsha Johnson that I found out. The lovely Marsha not only got a VA loan, she got homestead exemption. And did you know Marsha was disabled from the military? Because she got a disability tax break on her house.
Okay, but
did you know that?
All veterans get that.
But last weekend, my daughter came down here to Florida. They had a thing called Crab Island. And the Negroes started fighting out there. That's why I proposed way back the Save a Brother Act that doesn't allow 10 Negroes together in one place. Because if you get 10 Negroes in one place, somebody's going to get shot.
Well, I don't know if that's true or not. I will say
it ain't true.
Well, I mean, listen.
It happens more often than it don't. If there are 10 blacks in the same area, somebody's going to get shot. There's going to be a fight. Guy sent me a video where they started fighting in a casino because somebody wanted to split 10. But every time you turn around, my daughter comes out. Crab Island used to be predominantly white out there,
Yeah.
Negroes weren't too favorable with water. But now that they're out there on the water, they're fighting out there on the water. I mean, everywhere you go, Negroes are fighting.
Listen.
So I propose the Save a Brother Act.
Wait a minute.
Save a Brother Act.
Okay, I got some
no
video,
more than 10 Negroes
where white
be in
folks
the
fighting
same
too.
place at one time.
Right, but white folks fight too. Let's not act like black folks don't.
When? Tell me when.
I got video.
What color was the guy that got shot at the thing you've been bloviating all day?
Well, I don't know what color it was.
You know what color it was.
I do not know. I don't know.
When do white folk get shot?
When do white folks get shot?
Yeah, you said white folk get shot too.
They get shot too. They
When?
fight. They fight.
Name
too.
one.
Well, I had
Name one lately that wasn't shot by a Negro.
Well, I got to go to the my video archive here and find them. But it happened.
Quit showing that thing over and over. People are sick of it.
Well, I like it. I had to make my point.
I know you do. When they turn the thing off and then just look at it because nobody else is interested anymore.
Okay. Well, I was interested. Well, I'm done with it now. Yeah, I'm done with it now. I'm good. Okay, I'm done. I just wanted to make the point that I was making, that Grimes' mind was already made up. It didn't make any difference what this young man said. The people who got shot were shot by a security officer. Isn't that why we have security, or make these people have security? So they can handle those kinds of things. Okay. So let me see now. Joe looked like he's asleep. No, Joe, I guess he was letting the guy talk. And I'm glad he did let the guy talk, because legally, when lawyers get together talking, we don't understand what the hell's going on anyway. Okay. But But anyway, listen, people have a right to have their own opinion about this. I just say, but I've been here 35 years, and I'm telling you, it's always the same thing when it comes to liquor licenses. Again, then let us, and evidently alcohol is important because during COVID, guess what stayed open? While everything else was closing, guess what stayed open? The liquor store. The state liquor store kept selling to people. Okay. They just evidently alcohol is important to our society, to our well-being. The guy said I was gonna clean my room, but I got high. Well, I guess listen, I don't know, but anyway, I thought they were wrong. And again, I'm wondering why this is the only thing. This is the only thing that one city councilman gets the purview of deciding whether or not you keep your business or not. That irks me. If the whole city council got together and said, you know what, hold on a minute there. Let me stop this right quick. Let me put this on here right quick. Okay. So if the whole city council said, you know what, we are going to revoke your business license, I don't have a problem with that. If the whole city council, but one man, I'm sorry. What's going on, Simply Days?
Well, Mayor, you stirred the old pot this morning, I see.
Yes. Somebody needs to stir it because it ain't looking good at the bottom of the pot.
Well, I think you ought to get old 50 Cal Joe on and let him explain how it went down and all of that and get some clarification on things. This has been going on forever. Remember when they tried to get the food trucks down at the river and the city said, no, we can't have all these different food trucks. We can only have one food truck and we got to pick it. Yeah. And then, remember that?
I remember that. Yeah.
and remember the way they treated old Boomer T?
Oh, yeah.
They run
here.
Yeah, they ran Boomer T slap out of town.
Made him go to Wetumpka.
Wetumpka. He tried to set up and lost money setting up different. Every time they'd come up with a new rule that he had to meet, raise the bar on him. So that's been going on for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But you talked about the number of guns on the street, and do you remember the history of Top Flight or Rose Supper Club?
Well, I got here in '91, and I used to go down there all the time.
Well, it had a long history of shootings and fights, either outside or inside, and they finally shut it down. And they tried to reopen it, because of the history that I think they blocked them on that. But anyway,
it did reopen under the rules.
Right.
Yeah. And I never had a problem down there. I would go down there all the time on the way home with them, just to sit. I ain't drinking them, but I like going in there and seeing the people and talk to some people. Matter of fact, I met Don there one day. He don't remember me.
If you get the old group in there that likes the old soul music, the old jazz stuff, and you get them in there, and you're not going to have any problems. It's these young cats that if you look at them wrong, step on their toe, you disrespected me now, or somebody had a beef with somebody back on the other side of town, they bring it there. But you get the right kind of folks in there, you're not going to have that. It's just, but how do you do it? But if you open a bit, if you open a business tomorrow, and you're talking about people can't be responsible. If you open a business tomorrow, Elkins Computer World, and somebody walks in your door and slips and falls while they're in there, there are 500 50 Cal Joes waiting to take that case.
Yeah.
If you open a business, there is a civil tort waiting on you today.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way it is. You are responsible if somebody catches a cold in there.
Right, but they evidently. So what do you do if the guy that's giving you a problem also is armed? Because we can do that now. We can walk around. So sometimes the only thing you can do is protect yourself, de-escalate the problem, like the guy said. I mean, so what do you do? Let him bogart you?
No, but for every action, there's a reaction.
Well, okay.
And so here we are at the city council with a chain of events that started because the guy had a gun and the guy, and it's the same way with law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
When you stop somebody and you ask them to do something and they fail to comply, and then it starts a chain of events, and then somebody reaches for something and then somebody gets shot. There's always the first harmful event. It's just like working a traffic accident. You look for the first harmful event that caused the accident. And the first harmful event. But you're going to, and I mean, it's just like if you serve, like you were talking about teenagers, you can't serve if they come in there, but if you serve too much alcohol to an adult and they walk out of there and they're involved off your property, they're involved in a fatality accident or a serious injury, they're going to come back on you.
If they can prove that person was absolutely drunk when they left your establishment, that's one thing. But what if he got in his car and had a bottle in there drinking it?
Well, then there's where 50 Cal Joe comes in, because he's going to have to defend you and say. And it's just like if you stop somebody and they're driving down the road and you think they're drunk, and as you pull up to the car, they reach in the glove box and pull out a miniature and down it. Well, they were stopped and they were drinking, but were they driving and drinking? Now you don't know, because you got 50 Cal Joe that can argue that point.
Well,
all I'm saying to you, Mayor, is that if you open a business in this day and time with all those trial attorneys that advertise 24 hours a day on the TV, you are responsible for every action that goes on inside that business, whether it's slip and fall, whether the light bulb pops and scares somebody and makes them, you're responsible.
Well, why don't we just close all businesses down? I mean,
and that's what's happening. That's what's happening. The insurance, liability insurance, whether it's, they got to put directions on a ladder, whether it's McDonald's hot coffee, whether it's you swallowed the pork chop bone, you didn't have enough sense not to swallow the pork chop bone. People are willing and able to sue you, and they're going to sue you for anything and everything, because there's a 50 Cal Joe waiting on them to take the case. And so liability starts the minute that person steps into your parking lot, walks in your door, and you can't,
Well,
so I didn't know.
What about the issue I keep bringing up here? Alcohol licenses are the only thing that all the other city councilmen detach themselves from it if it happens to be in somebody else's district. Okay, they give that person total carte blanche to do yay or nay by himself. I thought we had a 9-man city council thing there. So why does one guy? Because you can't tell me that somebody down there is thinking probably a little differently, but they surrendered the authority that they have as a collective, okay, to carry out these ordinances, to put the ordinance. But when it comes to a liquor license, And it seems, especially if that liquor license, and I don't play the race card too often. People get on my butt all the time because I ain't black enough. But I do believe I see a pattern here. I see a pattern. And listen, you don't have to like this generation today. You know who's responsible for this generation today? We are. We're responsible.
Oh, exactly.
That they crazy.
Exactly.
We won't pat them. We won't discipline them. We won't do anything. So what the hell you think you're going to get when they grow up?
Oh, exactly. I mean, it's just like when I was in high school and whatever, we wanted to go we went out in the country. We had a spot out in the country. We all met out there in the country, and we didn't mess with anybody. We had a good time. We set a barn fire. We'd all sit out there, but it's a whole different world. But what you're talking about, whether it's race, whether it's money, whether it's power, it's always been that way down there. There's always a wink and a blink, and somebody gets favoritism.
Yeah, they do.
Multitude of reasons.
Yeah, it's the only thing I know down there that one person gets to make the decision. Even though we got 8 more people down there, I think we got 9. Yeah, we got 9 on city council. We got 8 more people down there that should be involved in that decision, not just one. It's a council.
Well, when you run for the city council and when you get elected, I want you to advance that flag up the hill, plant it, and say it's the Elkins rule.
That's right. Everybody got to vote on it. All right, appreciate it. I would like to see everybody vote on it and not just surrender your authority to one city council. We don't know. I mean, now if you're really that concerned about businesses in that you would call inappropriate businesses in inappropriate neighborhoods, then don't allow them to be there. Let them find someplace else to put their business. Okay. But again, I feel sorry for folks who live out there near that chicken place on the boulevard, stinking chickens, but you got to have some place where or put all clubs in the PR. Okay. Put them all in the PD, whatever it's called, police jurisdiction. Put all clubs. Take them outside the city, no neighborhood. So if you really want to have a drink or you want to go out and have a good time, then you got to go out in the country. Then we can put you in jail when you come back for drinking while driving. I mean, you shouldn't do that anyway. But put them in the PR. Okay, I think it's called a PR, the police jurisdiction, whatever it is. Put them outside the city limits, unless it's one of those places where you actually sit down and have a meal with your woman, your guy, whoever it is that you do these things with, and then let them serve a little alcohol, but not much. I'm just saying, if we want to, that's what we need. All this whining, man. They were discriminated against. I don't care what Grimes says. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Elks.
Yes.
So what bar was this? A club was this?
I don't know the name of it at the moment. They've been around a while though, but I don't know the name of it because I don't.
Where located?
Somewhere on Atlanta Highway. I wouldn't know because I don't go to clubs, but I don't know. But I just think they were screw glued and tattooed.
I just curious about what club it was. I don't know of any really clubs in the town right now because hell, everybody gone. It is kind of crazy though that one city council made that decision, Kevin.
Yeah, one city councilman, and I think we ought to take somebody.
Normally, it's supposed to everybody's supposed to vote on it.
Everybody
all the people.
This is the only thing.
So this particular city council got a cousin or somebody who owned a business similar to that business. Of course, he would.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I don't know what I'm saying. It could be that way if that one individual got that kind of power. If he got a friend that got a club next to that person or down the street from it, of course he want that business to go away. But I don't know the ins and out of that detail or this case you're talking about. But I can just speak on this generation. I wouldn't open crap for these young kids. I wouldn't.
But listen, we allowed it. We calls.
I know that what I'm saying now, but
don't blame him.
But then on the second note now, the guy that did the shooting, the security guy, off-duty guy.
Right.
Okay. He depended on this girl to deliver the information to the police department.
I mean, when you get that kind of environment, you don't know who did what, why, what happened.
That's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. It's the establishment responsibility to make sure that call get placed to the. They should have did a follow-up call after that girl did it. Okay, she may not gotten through, nervous or whatever, and hung up too soon or whatever. And so I'm saying, but that establishment is supposed to make sure that that call got there.
Right.
All the police officer who did the shooting should have made sure the call was made.
Right. And that's a reasonable.
Yeah, I just shot somebody.
Yeah.
So send somebody over here. Blah 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 blah.
But we don't know.
That would have put them on the record as somebody from the establishment made the call.
Right.
But depending on bystanders to make the call, and you don't, that's not going to fly in some cases. Now I don't know.
We don't know who
but
called or why.
I can speak to the past that approximately 15, 20 years ago, I used to call the police department all the time. That phone just ring, 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 ring. You remember when those kids used to ride around the neighborhood on those
and the man said that, you know what, we call them
dirt bikes.
You call them. It's 45 minutes before anybody gets there. Hell, the whole club could be dead by then. And I don't.
Yes, and that's been going on under Todd Strange, so don't put it on
They just don't have a police officer.
So that went on, but they've been going on for years and years.
But he did what he's supposed to do. He had a armed guy there to protect his interests, which is what everybody should do, I guess.
Right. He did, They did that part, right?
Yeah. So,
but they can't say that that call didn't come in.
They can't say the call didn't come in because nobody has a business line anymore. We all use cell phones. So he don't know that police officer don't know who called.
But they should have did a follow up, make sure that the call got there.
Yeah,
okay?
I would agree with that. Yeah.
So don't leave it in the hands of a customer. Hell, that customer got the hell on problem. I wouldn't. Hell, I got the hell on right there. See, when the bullet get to flying, I'm flying. But top flight days, Calvin. When I moved to Montgomery in 1986,
yeah,
I used to go up in top flights. Then over the years, as I got a little older and up in my early 30s, a little bit, I was still hanging in the ass a little bit. But 5 fights broke out one night, mister. Here I am in there, and I ran across one part of the club and got away from this fight. Then went in the corner on the other side, and hell, and I'm running from the last fight. I hit one of them bar stools and down there tore my kneecap up. I said, damn, get the hell up out.
Well, you shouldn't have been.
I got up out of there.
You shouldn't have been there no way.
When I was young, man, I hanging out a little bit. I used to go out a little bit. It was a nice place at one time until they started letting these kids coming in holding the pants up. So when the pants went going down here, the business started going down when the pants started hanging up their ass.
Well,
so a new group of kids went coming through, so we had to go.
John,
leave it alone.
Well, hold on a second. John says that they check with communication. They said that they'll call. Well, if you call from a cell phone, then how do they know where the call came from? Of course, and maybe,
that's what I'm saying. See,
maybe they didn't answer.
And the girl and the person probably nervous on that. Yeah. Oh, somebody shot. Yeah, they going to her house or responding to her, call her phone back or whatever.
Yeah.
But the security guy should have made sure somebody on staff should have called.
Yeah.
Say, hey,
I would agree with that. I would agree.
You know what I'm saying? So that would have killed the response from the city council person saying that information there.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just on the outside looking in like everybody else on this one. I don't know.
But again, Grimes had his mind.
They had their mind, yeah. But two people or one city council shouldn't have made that vote.
They should not.
In my opinion. Now, I don't know how it works. Now, I don't know how it works now, but normally I think the whole group should have.
Right. If you got 9 people down there and the majority of those 9 people say, you know what, we probably should pull your license, then I'm good because that's the majority.
Was this what offense was this for this business? Was it They've been called on many times already, or 2 or 3 times, or got a warning called. If one more time you go on, they gotten that warning.
That I do not know. Yeah.
So we got to look at that also now. If they've been in it all 2 or 3 times already, okay, been warned several times already. It may not take but one city council to make a decision for the group, since you already on record of assing up already, letting this go on all the time. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I
don't either, bro.
I don't know. We don't know how to look at it.
Yeah.
Curmudgeon wants to say that all Negroes get together and act up.
Well,
Curmudgeon.
We do have
it.
We do have it.
See, I know, but what I'm saying, he's talking about those young Douglas kind of cats. That's what I told you a couple weeks ago. All Negroes not the same. Curmudgeon, do you go around killing your dogs and cats and stealing people Cadillac convertible off the cars like white folks do in Prattville and all that stuff? And when you lose your job, you kill the whole family and get some damn bugs, spray to kill the insects, make sure there was no witnesses.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, appreciate it.
All right.
And again, John, yes, that's right. 7 voted to revoke the license. That's true. But it was in concert with what Grimes said. There was no discussion about it. They just revoked the license because Grimes said, no, I think it's time for them to lose their license. So I'm not saying that they all voted, but the fix was in. They was going to go by what whoever the city council person was for that district, they were going to go by that either way. So they all were like lemmings. Okay, they follow the leader. Had nothing to do with anything. They follow the leader. Okay. Okay. So you said they never said. Well, that's not what that's not what I gathered from the owner there, who said that they got a law enforcement guy there, an ex-law enforcement guy there, who shot the guy. Evidently something was going on and he didn't want to heal. So I don't think we got the whole story here. Okay. I mean, if you shoot somebody and you're a security guard, you're supposed to notify the police anyway, aren't you? I mean, I think you should. Now, if you're telling me that that the police were never notified by anybody, then I think that's a problem. But I don't think it's a problem where they need to shut this business down. If anything else, they need some new training on the officers there, whatever the case may be. But if this guy used to be a regular police officer, then he should know that. Again, my problem is not what they did; it's how they did it. They gave Grimes the authority all by himself to shut this business down without any discussion with any of the other, because he happens to represent that district. Well, it ain't a one-man band down there, but that's what. But it ain't just him. They do that all the time. Like one of my listeners says that there are some things that are citywide, and then there are some things that are relevant to the district you happen to live in. But this alcohol thing has been going around this whole city since I've been here for 35 years. It's been the same. Some people get it, some don't. Some people can have multiple things happening, then they get a chance. Another guy can have 1 or 2 things happen, and they get closed down. Okay, come up with how many times must the police come to your place before we have to reevaluate your ability to do business in this city? That's all I want to know. Give me the set of rules, and not the personal edicts that come from each individual city council person. What are the rules? Okay, what are the rules? Oh, they had plenty of discussion. Well, I didn't see that thing. That night they all asked. Calhoun asked Grimes what he wanted to do, and I just don't think that that's fair. But, it was 7-1 in favor of closing. And again, that's because Grimes wanted it closed. If Grimes would have said, okay, we're going to get you a probation for 90 days. Anything happens in those 90 days, we're going to close you down. I got that. So, but he didn't. He said close. And when he said close, just like lemmings, everybody said the same thing. And if you watch that city council enough, you'll find out that they all do that. They all surrender their authority to go to one person before a major decision is made about something. And I guess that's just the way it's done. But I thought that, yeah, they did vote. They vote after Grimes said close it down. They got permission from him. Okay. They got permission from him. Well, Mr. Grimes, what do you want to do? So they're waiting on him to determine, because, and if it was all that bad, then why would not the council president say, we're going to close you down? I mean, if things are all that bad, why not do that? But no, they stood by like lemmings and said, okay, whatever Grimes said, that's what we're going to do. I think that's unfair. I think one guy should not be given the authority to decide whether I live or die in business in this city. Okay. Somebody said, well, this was carried over from why did they refuse to turn over all of the videos from inside the club? Great question. Great question. All right. I don't know why. But he had a lawyer there with him. I would think he would ask those questions. Okay. But anyway, okay. So much for that. I mean, I wasn't there. I don't know. But I can tell you, this is the thing that's been going on down to city council for years. Some people get to walk out with their business, some don't. All I want to know is, what are the rules? Is it if you have somebody that gets, if the rule is you lose your business license if somebody gets killed, okay, okay, that's the rule. You know, somebody gets killed, you lose your license. If you have 10 calls or more, 20 calls in 1 year, we're going to close you down. Okay, I got no problem with that. It's on the books. We know there's too much personal vendetta, the opportunity for personal vendetta to involve itself in these clubs, because we don't like this generation. And we don't. I don't. Okay, the hip hop generation, the rap generation. Now, a lot of us are just too old to understand. I had a guy one day tell me, he said, you know why you don't understand what they're saying? I said, no. I said, you got that? He said, yeah. They said, well, because they ain't talking to you. Oh, okay. 521-2963 is the number if you want to opine on this issue. Am I way off base? I could be. It won't be the first time that ever happened. Won't be the first time that ever happened. But anyway, let me see, make sure I got my, okay. Yep, I got the number. So if you want to call in, that's fine. I just think that we too quickly to close businesses when they're owned by black young men. Yeah, things happen. Okay. Things happen often. Yes, sir.
Kev, I got to put this number locked in my phone. You know, you said they all surrender their authority to one city council person. When Grimes had closed it, what did they do?
They closed it.
Okay, so you had one extension. Did you know that Aronde Mitchell did not follow monkey say monkey do? He abstained because he knew what they was doing was wrong. He don't go along to get along.
No, he don't. No, he doesn't. Yeah.
Now, when he announced me, normally they all fall in step with the city council person, whether it's right or whether it's wrong when it's coming from their district. If a city council person say that they do not want X, Y, and Z
right
in their neighborhood, and then monkey see, monkey do, they all fall in line. But when Aronde Mitchell, when he appointed me to be on the Montgomery Housing Authority board, they didn't fall in line with Aronde Mitchell. I was his appointment. Just like the guy did not want the club in his district, and they all voted with the council person, that normally is proper protocol down there. But when my name came up, votes were all across the board. And when a person dies, within days, they make an announcement of a special election. Now, we have a dead seat in District 3. What they investigated? The record shows she purchased her home. It make it appear that they are doing something They're trying to allow this woman to continue to serve. The law, the statute, the resolution, the ordinance is plain and clear. She made a post on her Facebook post yesterday saying that she resides in District 3. She's telling a lie. How long does it take to find out where a person stays when you got paperwork?
Well,
when a person dies, they makes an announcement that there's a special election immediately. Why are we going through a deck of cards to try to find a joker or a wild card for her? Either she stay in the district or she don't. They vote is all depend who is coming before that council. They vote on race. They vote whether it's right or wrong. They will go with wrong sometimes. They and I hope if you go down there, I think you would be a pretty fair guy. You don't think like that. We need people that don't think like they think. But I think you need to call one of your good city council person on and ask them what is the law, because we've been fighting this issue about 25 years. You're right, this alcohol thing. But call one and ask them what the law say if a person that don't stay in the district reside in another district.
What the law says
when they want.
Yeah, the law says you immediately vacate the seat.
Well, call one of your council person on. So that means the city council or the city is violating the law.
But the mayor
call one of your council. You don't have to mention no name. Call one of your council person and ask them what the law say without calling a name. Just ask them what do the statutes say.
That's what the statute says.
Just ask them a plain and simple question, and then ask them what are they going to do about it, because they will vote and shut down a club
quickly.
They will vote and stop a person for trying to open up a car lot in their district. They would vote immediately when something like that occur. But call them and ask them what's the hold up on the vote. Could you call one of them?
Sure, I'll talk.
Call them. You call them. Just ask a question. Just say what, because it's in the book. Just call them. Then if that be the case, then ask them why are they neglecting their duties.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that.
Have a good one. Yep.
We got to take a break, and we'll take a break. We'll be back right after these messages.
Still here, time to get busy living.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're back. Okay, let's get rid of that music right there. Me and AI wrote that song, and since everybody's making money off AI now, I might as well make a little money off myself. So I'm gonna put this out there for public consumption. Get up, get busy living. Okay, let's get busy living. That's what you got to do. Anyway, so much for all the things that are going on. I just think when you talk to Calhoun, you're really talking to the mayor. Well, I don't know, but I don't know. It's an interesting thing. Now, and just to be fair, I did not know that Brantley Lyons did not live within the District 2 when he was in the city council. I think there was a point where he actually, and the mayor brought it up the other day. Well, if we knew that, if somebody had came out and told us that, I mean, this made it to 1819 News, wherever they located, Birmingham, Mobile, wherever they happen to be at, and then it made it back to Montgomery. So this is not some people went out looking. Well, I didn't go looking. I didn't hear anything about that. But Brantley Lyons evidently did the same thing. And when you create a precedent, then other people follow it. Okay. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And me, I if that seat becomes available, I will run for it if it comes available. But I'm not trying to push anybody out of their job or anything like that. But if there is no job, then we're gonna create a job for somebody. It may not be me, somebody's going in, and there's no doubt about it. I'm a little bit, I think a little differently than most of my people, and chances of me winning won't be high. But I'm just gonna run anyway, put my ideas out there and let people, and if that seat does become available, if it does for whatever reason, I'll let anybody on this platform to talk about the issues. Don't bother me at all. I won't even charge them. We'll get here. We'll talk about the issues and see whose issues are more pertinent to the things going on in District 3. District 3 is not necessarily in bad shape. Because I know where it starts, where it ends, and all that. As a matter of fact, it's one of the smallest districts. One of the smallest district of all the 7, 8, now however many there is. So it is it looks, streets are paved nice and good. They're paving streets over in the Capitol Heights, doing a good job on it. As a matter of fact, hey, I have a life. The song is trash. I hear you, Big Daddy. I ain't mad at you, brother. You got your opinion like everybody else does. I don't care. But anyway, you'll find out that I really don't mind criticism. And the only thing you can call me that I get upset about if you call me gay. Other than that, I'm good. Say he's stupid. You may right sometimes where I do stupid things. Say I'm dumb. Hey, I may do some dumb things sometimes. Say I'm ugly. Can't beat ugly. You can do all kinds of things. You can comb your hair, cut your hair, but you can't beat ugly. You can't beat ugly off people. If I'm ugly, I'm just ugly. That's just the way it goes. So the only thing you can tell me hurt my feelings is that you thought I was gay. Other than that, yeah, I'm good to go. Yeah. So you just y'all just keep on calling me the names. It don't bother me at all. As a matter of fact, the only worst thing than being called names is nobody knows your name. Okay, so I'm good. Congress voted to end the Trump war. Wasted enough money. Again, that's Congress's job. So I don't have a problem with Congress doing that, especially when it seems like we keep going. I mean, either go over there and beat them, or let it alone. Okay, I let it alone. Just. I mean, because some days I think what he's trying to do, and again, I agree with him in doing this. He's trying to make sure that a lot of civilians don't die, which I find that to be humanitarian. I mean, we don't, because you know what? We have a hard time in America we have a hard time in America doing without cable. Okay, so I don't know what we would do if bombs started hitting our communities in America, and the cable's out, the lights out, the water's gone. Americans don't know hard times. Oh, the closest we came to it was the what do you call that thing when all the money's gone? What do you call that? Whatever happened back in that? What's it called? Oh man, my mind. I'm getting like Trump. What is that? Was it a recession or depression or whatever it was during that time when Wall Street went bankrupt and stuff like that? I mean, that's the closest we came to and Hawaii, of course, getting bombed by the Japanese. But no, they didn't what? But anyway, so we wouldn't know how to act over here. We just wouldn't know. So I don't blame the president for not trying to just kill people indiscriminately. But it is up, according to the law, it is up to Congress to declare whether or not we're at war with anybody. Okay, until this day, and 58,000 young men and women were killed in Vietnam. We never ever called it war. Korea, hell, we're still there. We're on the de-embarkation line, but we never even called that war. We lost people. My father was over there. That I think I saw a picture of him in a uniform one time. And I don't know, maybe that's part of his reason why he never walked away from me and his kids. I don't know, but Korea is tough. I've been over there, and I would, man, there are a lot of places if I had to fight, I'd go willingly. But I hate to fight the enemy and the cold. It is cold as I don't know what over there in the wintertime. And I would imagine in the mountains of Afghanistan, that some of our folks call hell up there too. So we Congress has not voted to end Iran. Well, why did this guy say that he called it vote? I haven't seen that. But if Congress says bring our boys home, then bring our boys home. The problem is what follows them. What follows us? What follows them back to the United States? I mean, we're the only nation I know that likes to fight nice. And I don't know if there is a war you can fight and fight it nicely. But so be it. All right. What else? There are some other things going on. Weekends coming up. I'm gonna take me a mini vacation going somewhere. Let me see. Montgomery City Council President C.C. Calhoun on documents that indicate a fellow council member doesn't live in her district. He says, we're looking into the allegations. We will make sure that facts are facts. Okay, that's reasonable. You want to make sure facts are the facts. I'm good with that. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Okay. Now another guy. Is there something in the food in our prisons? Because we got so many people that get out of prison and then run right back out there and do dumb things, end up back in prison. Now, there's one guy, a Montgomery man, is under arrest after an alleged contraband smuggling attempt at Ventress Correctional Facility, wherever that is. Is that it? I didn't know we had it in Montgomery. Anyway, Antoine Demetrius Blue of Montgomery, a former ADOC inmate, he missed it so much that he's trying to do things where he can get back in there. I think he headed in the right direction. Early Monday morning, around 12:30 a.m., officers noticed that a man in the perimeter area, around. Now, I think he had one of them things that you put stuff on, fly over place. Now, listen, if you can figure out how to use a drone, how to use one of those drone things, man, you are smart enough to do something for a living. I mean, really, seriously. Okay. I mean, this is in Barber County, wherever Barber County. Ventress, it's at y'all Southerners, y'all call, I can't go by the spelling of it because y'all be taking spelling and throwing it out the window. So like Tamara, Tamarra, Tamara. See, but I'm good with you. That's a good Southern thing. Okay, you won't even drive to Clanton or Tuskegee. Yeah, well, I you know, I can go to Clanton. Clanton's not that far. That's right up 65. I like it. As a matter of fact, I go there often to that place called Peach something. It's Peach, and they got some good food up there. If you're just going down the freeway, you want to eat, it's called Peach Tree or Peach Pie or Peach something. Out there, got a big old peach out there in the front of it, and that's in Alabama still. I thought peaches went to Georgia. Well, anyway, yeah, I can take them in vacation. And for the 4th of July, yeah, I'm taking off for a week. I had never really even taken a real vacation since I got out of the Army. I just been working and trying to find a job, doing what I had to do. But I'm gonna take one this year. If I live and nothing happens, I'm gonna take one this year. Hopefully, it won't be a permanent one. But I'm gonna go somewhere. Yeah, I'm going to Prattville. I'm going to Prattville. Oh, I want to go to Mobile. I really do. I've never really seen Mobile. I went through there one time. It was dark with Linda, and I didn't want to see the water, so I closed my eyes. I didn't know what the hell it looked like, but I want to go there in the daytime where I can see. I love looking at water. Now I've been to Pensacola, go to Chisholm. I drove to Pensacola. Now I don't remember any water, any bridges me having to cross over to get to Pensacola. I did drive down there one time, and I drove to Pascagoula, Mississippi one time, and we didn't even have GPSs then. Okay, I'm just saying. Anyway, one more thing, one more bit of philosophy here before I leave today. You know, we want to blame these guys at the club for things that happen at the club because they didn't stop it or whatever the case may be. Could we use that same philosophy about policemen? They don't stop crime. They just respond to it. But if you put enough policemen someplace, I would imagine you can deter it. Okay. Like if I see 8 police cars coming down the street and I'm going to rob in somebody's house, I'm probably not going to rob that house at that particular time. And then we got fools around here robbing people's houses, and their mama's on TV telling them, he's a good boy. Why you shoot him for? Okay, listen, if you that dumb of a parent, you don't need no more kids. Okay, you don't need that. Okay, you break in people's houses and you wonder why you just got killed. FAFO. That is exactly what goes on when you do those kinds of things. Okay, but getting back to my issue, it seems that we don't blame the police when criminals do things. We blame the police if they don't catch them. Well, it seems like to me the folks at this club, from what I can tell, again, I don't know everything. I'll get their lawyer on here and we'll talk a little bit about that, Joe on, and talk a little bit about that. The sad part about that meeting yesterday, though, I just hate they already had their mind made up. Grimes already had his mind made up that he wasn't going to hear anything that was going to change his mind. His mind was made up. So, now again, if they've had multiple calls to the police, but that's what the police are for, is to call when there's a disturbance. Isn't that their job? So now we're getting mad at the club if they just call the police because somebody's acting up. Well, you put alcohol and young people together, and when young today, anybody below 50, because they kind of crazy too. Okay, they walk around with pants on so tight that I don't even know how their memory down that gets in the air. I mean, I don't even know how they're walking. Okay, but yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. And one more thing in the sports realm that I totally agree with. This is just a sports. I don't get into too many sports, but if you've been to Pascagoula, you've been to. Oh, really? I didn't go to I didn't see no water. This was about 20 years ago. I don't remember seeing any water. I thought you had to go over a bridge to go to go to not Mississippi, been to Mobile. I didn't see no water when I went to Pascagoula, because I didn't know I was in Pascagoula when I was there, but that's what the sign said. What's up?
Now, Kelvin.
Yeah.
Your Congress and whoever voted yesterday, four Republicans voted to not give the president the power to go to war when he want to. So what happened to the rest of them? Huh?
Again, I mean that's
only four of them said that, tap the man's hand and say you can't do this, but the rest of them, they fall in line and scared they're gonna lose the little job. So here one thing Curmudgeon got to think about too. As long as these folks, white folks, Curmudgeon, since you talk about blacks all the time, as long as these white folks getting this Trump go out there once in a while and tell them how good the stock market is doing.
Mm-hmm.
But let that stock market fall.
Oh yeah,
you see a bunch of folks killing themselves and taking out damn whole neighborhoods, and they ain't got nothing to live for because of money.
Well, yeah, I mean, black folks, we polled, so
you'd have heard of white folks losing their job and go kill the whole family, kill everybody. You heard of these cases?
Yeah.
Huh?
And black folks,
don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
No, but black folks,
don't talk about what I know. We gonna do stuff anyhow. Yeah. We do it all anyhow. Yeah. But what I'm saying, they try to put themselves on a pedestal like they do everything according to the Bible, what the good law say, and they're Christian.
Well, they're human beings. And they like us.
They claim they're Christians and they're better than the blacks, and we know how to tell y'all that
now all my friends, I've never heard them say that. But anyway, appreciate it. I'm all out of time anyway. But anyway, we gotta go. Also, Nick Saban, and I agree with Nick Saban on this. Stop all this paying college football players. Give them a stipend every month. Give them a stipend. Let them make a little money because they're making that school all kinds of money. But it's I think we're taking this football game a little too seriously for our athletes. We're giving you a free education. Yeah, you paying for it ain't free. You're paying for it with your body, and there's a potential that you can make lots of money, but we are turning it into a mini NFL. Okay, a mini NFL. And after a while, we can probably have people playing football for college, not even taking classes, taking up a spot for somebody else, and they're not even taking any classes. So I don't know. I'm with Nick Saban on this. Can we get back to football? I would say give them a stipend, however, and that stipend no more than $2,500 a month because they got to eat, they got to have a place to stay if they ain't staying on campus and stuff like that. But no more than 25. After that, leave it alone. And we're providing you get an athletic dorm for all the athletes, whether it's baseball, football, or track or whatever. They have an athletic dorm, so they don't have to worry about some place to stay. But at least, and let's stop paying these millions of dollars. This is crazy. And sooner or later, we're going to find somebody going to get killed because they're getting all that money and people going to think they got the money in their pocket. And I'm just saying, we need Yahoo for Nick Saban. I think that what he wants to do is rein this in now before it gets way out of control. It's a shame when a guy on the football team is making more money than the coach. We're talking about college. I don't care about pros. I'm talking about college ball. When your player is making more money than you, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm the one that got the dollars. I got the dollars. I got the dollars. I ain't going to take it from you. But anyway, so much for that. If you disagree with me, talk to me next week about that. But Nick Saban's right. Stop the money flow because with that comes corruption. Okay, and when we when we start corrupting college football, we are going to be in some deep, deep trouble. We're going to make these kids who are young, impressionable, probably do things that they should not do. They're going to get in all kinds of debt. They're going to owe the big mob. Kids with money is not a good combination. It's not. Come think about it. Old people with money is not a good combination sometimes. But anyway, time's up. And Congress voted to end the Trump war. I said, well, listen, I'm with you. If we're not going to win it, then get out of it. Just come on back home, but be careful because those folks will follow you home. And if we're going to win it. If not, let's get out. And the Russians found that out in Ukraine. I mean, they thought they're just going to walk in there and walk away with them people's land and the Ukraine saying, no, not so fast, and they're willing to sacrifice people and people willing to fight for what's theirs. And it used to be that way in America. We used to be willing to fight for what's ours and the things that we wanted. I don't know so much anymore. Anyway, let me go. Well, folks, it has been a great week. Thank you for joining me. We'll be back Monday. The good Lord says the same. Yeah, I now got to go and get my Uber car. Okay, I gotta go Uber. Okay, that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, so I'm going to make some money and meet people and pass my cards out. Come listen to the show. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, today I'm going to be Ubering. So if y'all need me, call me. But I don't think you can call me. I think you have to go through the system there and call. I'm going to Uber it. I met some real guy. I met a guy yesterday named Rapper. I said, "You a rapper?" Well, that's a dumb question, I know, but his name was Rapper. Okay. Hey, we got the best defense Secretary of Defense we've ever had. The minute he said, "If you're a man, you're gonna put on a pair of pants or get the hell out of my service," right on. That's what I'm talking about. If you're confused about your sexuality, yeah, I'm with you. And I'm going to find out about this other thing too, there, John. But you did say something a few minutes ago. What did you say? Go to Chisholm for vacation. Chisholm ain't that safe. A couple of years ago, there's a young man who was over there preaching the Bible, and he ended up getting killed. I mean, and I don't know who was living over there then. I used to live in Chisholm actually. When I first got here, I didn't know where I was moving to. I just moved in, but the same night when my car got broken into, I had an Infiniti. I said, "Oh no, we're leaving here." Okay, we're leaving here. Anyway, time to go. Have a great day, and remember, the lessons of life today are this: there is an advantage to a mountain. If it were smooth, you could not climb it. So the mountains in your life are not impediments. They are exercise for the climb. Remember that. The mountains of life are exercise for the climb. Okay? I gotta put this on my thing. I came up with that myself. I should write a book of sayings that people should listen to. But anyway, we're gonna put that right there so y'all can see it. Okay, there you go. There's an advantage to a mountain. If it were small, you could not climb it. So the mountains in your life are not impediments, but exercise for the climb. And I'm smart. I'm brilliant. Okay, let me go. That ought to be put in a book somewhere, and I ought to sell that on a. Yeah, I need to sell that. Yeah, I need to sell that for. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sell that. Remember that y'all first heard it here, right here, because I came up with this, and I'm gonna sell this on a plaque. And so when you in your house, and the bills are high, but the money is low, read this. It'll help you go. Ooh, that's good too. I like that too. Okay, I'm going. I gotta go, but I'm just saying that there's an advantage to a mountain. If it were smooth, you could not climb it. So the mountains in your life are not impediments, but exercise for the climb. That's great. That is. I need to make money off that. Okay, don't y'all be stealing my thing here. Because I came up with it. This is my stuff right here. This is good stuff right here. I need to go write for who's that company that sells the business cards, the cards that you give to people on holidays. There's a company that does that. I'm going to call them up and see whether or not I can get paid for this, doing that kind of stuff. Okay, motivate people. Okay, I'm going. I gotta go. Okay, I gotta say it one more time. There's an advantage to mountains. If it were smooth, nobody could climb it. No one could. So the mountains in our lives are not impediments. They're exercise for the climb. I'm going to use that every day. See ya.